Hey everybody, this is the Art 1 shading project. So you have two options on your paper choices this time. I'm not giving you sizes, but you just need to choose between the two options. So if you have big paper and you want to split your paper into 4 sections and do all 4 drawings on the same piece of paper, that's fine. You'll just need to fold it horizontally and fold it vertically. Um, that was backwards, vertically, horizontally, and open it back up, and you'll have your 4 sections, and you're going to draw a cartoon character in all 4 sections, and it has to be the same cartoon character. If you don't have the big paper, that's perfectly fine, and you use like a piece size that's about the size of a printer paper, then you would need 4 individual pieces, and you'll do one drawing on all 4 pieces. Um, so you'll have 4 individuals, or you'll have one big piece like this. Now, for your cartoon character, we're working on shading and making something look 3-dimensional using lines or dots or pencil shading or hatching, or lines is hatching. So that's called hatching. This is called cross hatching, and it's going different directions. And we'll get to that in a second. So to choose your cartoon character, the first thing you need to do is pick which cartoon character you want to do. I don't care what cartoon character you choose, but your cartoon character cannot be doing anything that is not school appropriate. So don't pick Homer Simpson smoking a cigar. Pick something that is school appropriate, and I don't care if you do that as your cartoon character. You get to choose. I'm going to show you one thing that does matter. You need to find a cartoon character that is shaded. Do you see here how there's a light source? So there's light shining on this cartoon character. This part of his arm is in shadow. So you got to look for the shadows, and your cartoon character has to look like this. You cannot pick a cartoon character that looks like this. Do you see the difference? All of the area is flat. There's not a variance of the color and the shades as it wraps around the cartoon character. So you do have to find a rounded, shaded cartoon character to go off of, because I don't want you to make up where the shading is. I want you to look at this and shade darker where the actual shadows are, that somebody else has already done that part of the work. So I'm not asking you to figure that out. I do need you to find a cartoon character that has the shading already on it. All right, let's go back to here. Here are some examples. So we have an elephant. We have the doggy from some doggy movie. Now, look, if you have something that is cut off, like you don't see this doggy's feet, make sure that you put it all the way down to the line when you're doing your drawing. And I don't care if you print these animals and then put them behind the paper and trace them. I want them to look as much alike as possible. If you do not have access to a printer or can't put it up onto a screen, or you just like to draw and you want to draw it 4 times, if you're going to do that, make sure that you're evenly spacing it so you have the same amount of space like behind the tail each time, and that you put it in the same spot every time, and you try to have them the same size. Here is the Super Mario Man and the Eeyore. So, and this guy completely made up his own cartoon character. If you want to do that, you can, but it's a lot harder to figure out where the shadows need to be if you're creating your own. And he may not have created this, I don't know, but for some reason in my head, I think he did. So just make sure you find a cartoon character that is shaded. And then what we are going to do, and the first day, you're going to fold your paper, or you're going to start on 4 pieces of paper, and you're just going to draw your character 4 times in pencil. That's Monday. Tuesday, you're going to pick one. We're going to start with regular shading with a pencil. So we don't outline this one. which will be our Tuesday day. You don't outline it with a Sharpie. You just have it drawn with a pencil, but you do need to shade it. And you shade it to look like your picture. Where the darker areas are, there's going to be darker. And this isn't the clearest picture, but where the lighter areas are, it's going to be lighter. It needs to transition smoothly so you can use your finger to blend. This one doesn't have as much as I would have liked in the shading part. So you're going to have a good variation. Why is it doing this? Of lights and darks. So you want to press down as hard. Wherever the darkest areas are, you're going to press down as hard as you can with that pencil and shade it dark. And then look for the areas that need to be lighter and almost white, like right here with this reflections on this elephant's belly and on top of its nose. And it needs to have good transition, like in here. You do need to do the pencil one first. So that is your not first assignment, because Monday is drawing them all four. Tuesday is shading the shaded one. Now, Wednesday is going to be, we're going to go down to stippling. Stippling is shading using dots. So if you have the choice of using the fat Sharpie or the skinny Sharpie, I would definitely use the fat Sharpie in this dark area. Notice this is not colored solid. It is still done with little dots, even though there's a lot of dots and they're very condensed and packed together. Here they're a little looser packed together, and in the lightest areas there are dots, but they're spread out. So this is stippling. This is Wednesday. Here's a stippling on this cute little guy. Where it is dark, it is not solidly colored in. You are not allowed to color in solid with your Sharpie. You need to do it with the dots. So Wednesday, we're stippling with dots to create our shading. Look at all these little dots in this Mario man. And Eeyore and this guy. So Thursday, we're going to do what is called hatching. So hatching is using straight lines to shade, and you have to vary from where there's a lot and where they're more spaced out and where they're close together. You can see that they tried to make all of their lines go the direction of whatever the object is. So where this leg is bent, the lines actually go around like the leg does. Here you can see they shaded the same areas. So you're going to look at this one and your original picture when you're shading using the hatching marks. You can use the finer Sharpie, the thin Sharpie, up in areas like this, and you can use the thicker Sharpie in areas like this. But it is not colored solid. It is done in line. And then, so that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday is going to be the day that you are going to do cross hatching. That is lines going into opposite directions used to shade. So you can see the cross hatching here. It's in the same areas that they hatched here, but you're going to be using kind of like not X's, but lines going one direction and then another layer of lines going the other direction. And we'll flip through these guys. So this is their hatching on this one. It's very, very sparse. And then they colored more here. This one's not really done correctly. This is still looks like it's done in hatching. They just made it a lot more solid than this one. So let's look at a different one. Oh, no, I think this one's pretty good. Go down. Oh, yeah, that's some good cross hatching. You don't want your elements like this to get lost and go away completely. So I probably would have done the cross hatching like a little different. That's fine. Here and here. And here's some cross hatching on the Eeyore. You can definitely see the X's and the crosses. All right, so today, on Friday, you're going to post all 4 of the pictures finished, and I will grade them all 4, and you will get your final project grade on Friday. So this is the whole week's worth of work, and I just explained it all to you. So make sure that you draw pretty, and I can't wait to see which characters you choose.